Trust us with your family and home. That's East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows. Greg Hennis alongside Jeff Kay. He is the CEO of East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And Jeff, for over 40 years, that saying has resonated throughout Southern New Jersey. Trust us with your family and home. But in the recent months, now Central Jersey and maybe even North Jersey a little bit too, right?
Absolutely, yeah, Greg. We're excited to be extending our services throughout the entire state of New Jersey. All the good work we do, and it starts right with the projects that we offer people.
Manufacturers that you partner with, how important is the right manufacturer relationships?
Oh, it's almost everything, right? I mean, it's as important as the contractor you hire. Right? You have to hire somebody you know offers a quality service, quality product. They do what they say they're going to do. They stand behind everything. And the manufacturers we use, Greg, they're the best of the best. They are JEF. They are North America's largest roofing manufacturer. CertainTeed, they're head and shoulders above everybody. And Provia, my opinion, they offer the best window and door products out there.
Something else that you have done is one of the reasons you're head and shoulders above a lot of the others, and that is the details and follow through. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely, Greg. Our process is tried and true. So we know that we're the best at the projects. So the target here is to provide the best customer experience. So how do we do that, right? Well, we follow a standard process. It all starts when you call in. You're going to speak to somebody in our business development center, and they're going to build a detailed customer file for you. They're going to schedule an exact day and time on our calendar to come out and meet for the free consultation. Once you get on board and you sign a contract, you get scheduled with a pre-installation inspection appointment. We have a technician that shows up, remeasures. They actually stage the work site, meaning here's where we want the material dropped, here's where we want maybe the dumpster. Next step, we get you scheduled on the calendar for the install, for the actual project, and you have a project coordinator and or project manager throughout the project. You would have their contact information, you have a point of contact. They would have all of the details, the scheduling, ETAs of everything for your project. We stay in communication, we keep you updated. And then once the job is completed, we do a final inspection, final walkthrough, an entire property cleanup, and the goal was to leave it better than when we found it.
So one of the things that you and I talked about off camera was how important is financing to help people get projects done that they may not be able to pay for all at once?
Absolutely. So financing is very important to both us as a business and the consumer, right? So most of the folks we go and visit, they have some sort of urgency. They have a leak, they have a blow off, some sort of damage, right? Nobody plans for that, so they're not financially prepared. By having the ability to offer financing, it allows them to get a permanent solution and their affordable payments. We find it helps about 70% of the people we go see that hire us. We're partnered with the largest lenders in the industry. So we're able to get a lot of people approved for it. Even the ones that say you'll never get me approved, we're able to find the money.
All right, so final question for you as CEO.
Absolutely.
Trust us with your family and home. Why is that statement so very important to you?
Great question, Greg. So the founder of the company, Larry Steitler, started back in 1979. One of the pledges he had made to himself was anybody that worked for East Coast or represented East Coast would treat every client as if it was his mother in her home. And to this day, when we interview people, when we hire them, when we bring them on, we drive that point home and we hold everybody accountable to it. And we treat you like your family.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
My experience with East Coast was phenomenal. If there was a scale of 1 to 10, I think I would give it an 11. You know the saying, if you call, we'll show up. Well, I've had experiences with contractors in the past where you literally call and nobody ever gets back to you or nobody comes to visit you. So I really appreciated them coming out and making it an easy process. But from the communication standpoint to making me aware of every little step, it was just a fantastic project from start to finish. I was very happy and impressed by the service and the quality of the work that was done.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
Trust us with your family and home. That's East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And for over 40 years, many folks throughout Southern New Jersey and, of course, now Central New Jersey have done exactly that, especially when it comes to windows and doors. And we want to introduce you right now to exterior consultant Gerald. And Gerald, you're going to spend some time talking to us about windows and doors. And let's start off here. We always worry about energy, what it costs to cool our home, heat our home, things like that. But is it a fair statement that probably the number one areas inside your home that you can lose energy, which is going to cause a escalation in bills of heating and cooling, is probably your windows and doors?
Absolutely, Greg. When you think of windows and doors, you have to understand that those are actually openings in the entirety of your home. So if that opening is compromised by a window or door that is not functioning properly, meaning it's you put your hand up against it and you feel cold or heat, or if you're looking at a door, the outside of it, you can see the outside from the inside. Those are all bad things. And you certainly don't want to have to put plastic over top of your windows either. It doesn't add to the aesthetic value of the home either. So those are definitely things that you want to make sure are energy efficient and that they're functioning properly and they look good as well.
Okay, so I'm a consumer. And I know I'm not the original owner to my home. I know that, my home is a little bit older. What are some of the telltale signs as a consumer, even before, you come and visit with them, that, hey, it might be time to change that front door, that patio door, that rear door, or maybe the windows? It's just about time to do it. What are some of the easy signs that folks can tell that, hey, it might be time?
Well, when you start to see that fogging or moisture, those droplets inside, it means that the spacer that holds that gas in has failed. That's a sign.
So we've identified that, Gerald, we need to have you come pay us a visit.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about the window itself.
Okay, so typically this is an example of the type of window that is out on the market. Double hung window, has 2 sashes, and this is a vinyl window. Now, vinyl windows are becoming more and more popular for a plethora of reasons, but the main one is the ease of use of the window over time. Vinyl typically is kind of maintenance free. And this is what you will find on the market.
What about, today's window as far as the ease of, cleaning them?
Most windows on the market now do have a feature, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, where these sashes actually fold inward to make it easier to clean. So you don't have to go outside. You don't have to go up ladders onto second, third stories anymore. You can clean them right from the inside of the home. So the first thing you'll notice here is it has this sticker on it. This is a 5-star energy efficient window. The 5-Star Energy Program is a partnership between the Department of Energy and the Environmental Protection Agency. If you use energy efficient window, you will save money on your utility bills over time. The second thing to know is this window is very easy to operate. Now, you talked about making it easy to clean. The first thing you can do is you put these 2 pieces of the locking mechanism, you push them in, and this folds right out.
Wow.
Makes it easy to clean. Then you'll notice that the weather strips are actually integrated into the sash itself. And at the bottom of the sash, there's a rubber bulb seal. There's one here at the meeting rail, and then there's a third piece that's up here inside of the frame itself. And then down at the bottom, you'll notice there's a little pocket there. When this window is completely closed and together, this is completely sealed now. Your opening of the home is completely sealed. This window can withstand over 200-mile-an-hour winds. So it works perfectly down here in the shore area because we get a lot of strong winds coming off the water. If we were looking at eye level from the outside, you would not be able to see these locks. Someone from the outside couldn't tell if your windows are locked or unlocked. Just an extra safety precaution. One of the most common problems that people have over time is the locking and securing of the window. And that's because in most windows, first of all, they use that lower grade, cheaper vinyl when they make it. But the other part of it is you have this bottom part of the upper sash or their meeting rail. Left unchecked, this piece here is hollow and it has different caverns that extrude through it. And what that does is it slows down the energy transfer, which tries to keep moisture from building up. But the problem here is that if you leave that without any kind of reinforcement within it, then over time this has a tendency to sag. Well, when you go to lock your windows a lot of times, maybe you've seen this before, you try to lock it, only goes halfway. It doesn't go all the way around. That's a combination of the meeting rail not having the proper strengthener in there. So what Provia uses is this piece here. It's a vinyl piece. It's called Energy. Well, that sits inside this this bottom sash here, and it reinforces the frame. Because it's vinyl, it doesn't conduct or transfer heat or cold, so it stays basically the same temperature all year round. That's one of the reasons why they have a lifetime warranty on the window.
I noticed these little pieces.
Yes.
What are they?
These are security sash stops. And so what it does is we pop these open, and now if you're the type of person who in the fall or in the winter likes to open their window, they don't want to have their air conditioner on, but they want the nice breeze to come through. When you put these security stops out, it doesn't go any higher than that.
Provia lifetime warranty.
Yes.
Is it exactly like it sounds?
It is exactly like it sounds. So one of the advantages that Provia has over the market is that the things that fail the most in a window, Provia covers for a lifetime. The other nice thing about that is when East Coast installs that window, we come with the window. So you're getting our service for the lifetime of the window. You can sell the window one time, and that window warranty transfers.
Gerald is just another one of the experts that are waiting to help you, an exterior consultant right here at East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
They replaced my whole roof. I put a new roof on, and everything is looking very good. They were just a great team. Everybody had their job, and they all did it. I've been on many, many construction sites, and I've watched the good and the bad. It was just a perfect situation all the way across. I went right to East Coast. I didn't want to waste time. I tell everybody, don't make a mistake. Do it the right way the first time.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
Trust us with your family and home. East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows for over 40 years, serving southern and central New Jersey. And Marissa, one of the big things that's been able to happen over those 40 years plus is the relationship between East Coast Roofing and GAF. GAF, of course, is a really big manufacturer of roofing products, but they bring so many things to the game. And first of all, one of the things they bring to the game is a great opportunity for the staff at East Coast to go to the factory yearly and take advantage of their training program. Let's talk about that.
Right, so we actually go up to Parsippany, where GAF is headquartered, and we go there for annual training. So we designate one day a year to ensure that we're up to date on the newest technology that GAF is offering, and to ensure that our installation is to the manufacturer specifications. They actually have mock roofs in the facility, and the installers are able to get on the roof and actually do the installation while GAF oversees what they're doing.
Something else that is really big about GAF is their Master Elite Certified program, but also a big part of that, the thing that everyone strives to be, is in the President's Club. Am I right about that? And as we can see behind us, lots and lots of President's Club awards.
That is correct. So actually only 3% of contractors in the world achieve President's Club. President's Club is GAF monitors your accolades, your installs, your customer service, your warranty. So it's really honorable to be a part of that club.
You mentioned earlier about one of the great things about GAF is the fact that they have a fantastic warranty. Talk to us about this warranty, because this is really important to the consumer.
So essentially, it's called the Golden Pledge Warranty. It offers a 50-year material, 25-year workmanship, 25-year leak-free. It has an absolutely unlimited win rating, and most importantly, it's transferable.
Wow. So in addition to that, there's a really neat tool that you have. It's called Hover. And it allows folks, when they're visiting with your consultants, when they come to visit with you in the home, an opportunity to see a little bit more about the job that's going to happen. Does that program get used in roofing at all?
Absolutely. So the Hover is a military-grade system, just with 8 perimeter pictures of the house. It auto-populates the square footage. So it's useful for siding, roofing. It gives the customers the opportunity for color selection, for shingle color selection. Auto-populates a 3D model real-time for the customers to actually visualize the final product.
What does East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows do with cleanup when it comes to roofing?
So not only do we provide the dumpster, but what's most important is we actually magnetically sweep the entire property after the install. The goal of at the end of the cleanup is to achieve a 5-star review from each customer. We pride ourselves in Google reviews, any type of social media, word of mouth, referrals. So a 5-star review is our ultimate goal.
Got to ask you one more thing. Trust us with your family and home. That's a big statement. How do you personally take that statement?
I personally go into every home and treat every customer as if it was my own family.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
Hi, I'm Dolores Catania from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I chose East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows for my home improvement project. The job that East Coast did for me today was installing my new sliding door, and I am so happy. The work is clean, it is beautiful, it was done quick. The finished product is way beyond my expectations.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
Trust us with your family and home. It's East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows for over 40 years, folks, in southern New Jersey. And now central New Jersey. Understand what that is all about. And we want to introduce you right now to one of our managers here at East Coast. It's Joe. And Joe, for many years, many folks in this industry have had some black eyes. Tell us why that is and why East Coast is a little bit different.
Sure. The industry is pretty unique in a sense. We are, as an industry, one of the most complained about industries in the country. The statistic is right around 68% of homeowners that hire a contractor have some type of bad experience. And a lot of reason for that we believe is in this industry, it's pretty unique in a sense, is there's very low barrier to entry. There's no certifications that are required. There's no true inspection of the work that's being done. There's no ongoing or continuing education when it comes to roof siding windows, at least anything that would be required. So one of the things that East Coast does very different is we ensure that all of our processes, procedures, all of our installation requirements are always up to date. We're constantly doing continuing education, and our goal is to provide a true customer experience, not just drop off estimates to your house and hope for the best.
What's the difference between a consultation and an estimate?
Sure. Estimates can be different depending on what company is coming to your house. A lot of them consist of a person showing up to the home, taking a look at your house from the street, and a couple days later you get some type of generic number in the mail. And what typically happens, and what is one of the biggest complaints, is when the work gets done, the price that you ultimately end up paying is drastically different than the estimate that was dropped off to you. So one of the biggest differences that East Coast has is we do provide a true consultation. When our consultants show up to your home, they're going to do a full inspection of the property, a full inspection of the project that you would like done. We have a very unique measuring feature. It's called Hover. It creates a 3D model of your house. And what our consultants do is they find out what you're looking to have done, how can we best solve your problems. They go through a full design process with you. They do a color selection, product selection, but not only just picking out products, really explaining to you why they are the best products to solve the specific problems that you're having. Because there's a lot of products out there that you could pay good money for, but they're not ultimately going to solve your problem. When everything is done, our goal is to provide you an exact price on what it's going to cost to do your project. So when everything is all said and done, that's ultimately what you end up paying for.
Final question. It's the slogan, trust us with your family and home. Why should folks out there trust East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows with their family and home?
Because when you call, we'll show up, and not only will show up, but we'll provide you with the best customer service, customer experience, and if you ever need us down the road, we'll be there when you call.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
We were having some leakage in the inside of the house, and the roof was pretty old. It was like 10 to 15 years old, and we knew it was time to replace the roof. I did get other estimates, but cheap is cheap, and that's what you get, cheap. And I didn't want anything cheap. I wanted something that was going to last for an extended period of time with a warranty and a company that I knew would come back if there was a problem. And I definitely felt that East Coast Roofing and Siding was that kind of company. It was a perfect job. They cleaned up after themselves. They did everything they said they would do. My tenants were very happy with the work that they completed, and I was happy with it as well.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
All right, Jeff, here at East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows, let's be honest. You have great products, okay? But many people, if you ask them things that they're planning for in life, I would say they're probably not planning on having a problem with the roof, windows, doors, siding, things like that. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So if I all of a sudden wake up tomorrow and I notice I got a leak, what do I do? How do I make that happen with East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows if I have not been able to save and prepare for those things?
Great question, Greg. And that scenario is very common. We see it all the time. The great news is we do have a solution for it, and it's in our lending partners. The beauty of it is we can get you on the schedule. So say you have that leak going on, we'll call it a roof leak, right? We're going to come out, we will do a full inspection. We will document everything we see, the root cause of your problems, sit down and discuss it with you. We will offer you a permanent solution. Do all of that, and you can do it with no money out of pocket, no money down. Our lenders are going to handle it for you. And in most cases, you don't even owe the lender for a period of time. So it buys you enough time to then prepare.
One more follow-up question. Jeff, that sounds great, but my credit isn't the best. Do you work with people with less than perfect credit?
Absolutely. You'd be surprised, Greg. We hear that all the time. We get about 92% of the people approved with no problem.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, not only with great manufacturers, financing as well, you can always trust us with your
family and home.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
We had a picture window replaced. A representative from East Coast Roofing and Siding came to the house and gathered some information on what we wanted our project to include. And he took some notes and he showed us what our options were. And from there, we made our decision.
Every step of the way, your team was there for us. I mean, informational, explaining the fabulous warranties that you have, and following up on scheduled appointments and following up on the work, making sure everything was done right. So every single step of the way, your team was there.
East Coast Roofing and Siding fulfilled every one of our expectations, and for us to be as happy as we are, it would be unfair to not recommend them to friends and neighbors.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
We'd like to introduce you right now to Serena. Serena is one of our exterior consultants here at East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And Serena, you're going to talk to us about siding. So first of all, let's let folks know that our products are American-made, because that's big.
That's huge. All American-made, 100%. Here at East Coast, we are 5-star certified through CertainTeed. And what that means is, as a company, we are trained annually as consultants and our installers as well. And essentially, what that means for the homeowner is they can rest assured that the siding that's being put on is going to be installed through manufacturer specification. So we follow all of the guidelines that CertainTeed recommends so that the homeowner can have peace of mind knowing that the warranty is there for them each and every day, just in case they need it.
Talk to us about Monogram.
So monogram siding is probably the most popular siding out there. With the horizontal siding, there's a few different options that you can choose from. It's a step above the new construction. What we use, the thickness and the way that it's installed, should never blow off.
I know there's popular types of siding depending on where you live. So, for example, we have a lot of folks that are located near the shore. And I would imagine they probably like a little bit different of siding than maybe someone who is more inland or more located in the central part of the state. Am I right?
Absolutely. So we offer what's called a cedar impression siding, which gives it the look of the original cedar wood, but it's a lot less maintenance for the homeowner. And also what's been very trendy recently is our board and batten siding. And what that is if you were to take the horizontal siding, flip it over vertical, and you put that on the home, it gives everything a nice, clean cut, smooth line to the home.
Do you come to the job with obviously samples and colors, swaths and things like that?
Absolutely. We have a ton of different samples for all three of the options that we provide. But what really seems to help is the software program that we use to actually show the homeowner what the design would look like on their actual home. Hover is my favorite part of any consultation, especially when we're dealing with siding. What happens is we walk around the house, we take a few different perimeter photos of the house, and Hover, the measurement software that we use, it grabs all of those images and builds a 3D model of your actual home. And what that allows us to do is pick and choose from the options that the homeowner is looking for, take those, put those on their actual home so that the homeowner can see what that's going to look like on their home exactly. I think that helps so many folks make those decisions a lot easier.
I know we've talked about it briefly, but talk to us about the peace of mind and the length of the warranty and how that all works.
Sure. So Certainteed, being the manufacturer that they are, they do receive a lifetime warranty from Certainteed. And on top of that, at East Coast, what we do is we back that up with a 10-year labor and installation warranty as well.
I have to ask you this because a lot of people can't say this, but if you ask Serena this question, her face is going to light up. Serena, do you like your job at East Coast?
I love it. I love it.
Why?
I wake up every day knowing that no matter what, I'm going to help somebody solve a problem that they have. And the company itself is incredibly supportive of not just our homeowners, but, you know, our consultants as well. We go out there, and as a company, we would just want to do what's best for the customer, and that feels good.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
I would say 1 to 10, a 10.
A 10.
I would say definitely a 10.
I'd rate them a 10.
If the scale's 1 to 10, I would give it 11.
Probably rated 11.
We're very, very pleased.
From start to finish, I was very happy and impressed by the service and the quality of the work that was done.
East Coast Roofing and Siding, fulfilled every one of our expectations.
East Coast Roofing and Siding, I would say, is the most reputable company that I've used in fixing things in my house.
It was just an excellent experience from start to finish.
They were professional, that they knew what they were doing, that they were honest.
You know, I would recommend East Coast to anybody.
And people, believe me, you call, they will show up.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
All right, Jeff, so East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows, we have covered so many things, but the one statement I just keep going back to is trust us with your family and home. And I know that when you start your day and end your day, every day, yes, you're always interested in 5-star reviews, but that's the number one thing you're interested in, is hearing from folks that they've been able to trust you with your family and home. Am I right?
Absolutely. It's all about that.
And what about it is so important to you?
The fact that, we're able to be a corporate model citizen by taking care of the community. That's what it's all about here at East Coast.
Great manufacturers. I mean, they are heads and tails above so many others. The warranties that they offer.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a peace of mind, right? It's what it is. We have you covered.
Now, is it really as easy as it sounds to pick up the phone, give some of your consultants a call, to speak with them, let them come for an in-person evaluation? Is it really easy, Jeff, this process that you're talking about?
Very simple. Listen, you call the number. You'll speak to one of the representatives, one of the advisors in the Business Development Center. They're going to ask a series of questions, build a very detailed file for you in our system. They'll come out on time. They'll do a full inspection. They'll walk you through it, go through all options available. They will leave you on the spot with a detailed proposal with an exact price. Once you sign up, you get on our schedule, you'll receive a welcome call. They're going to schedule a pre-installation inspection. We're measuring twice, cutting once, so that on day of installation, everything's smooth. A week to 4 weeks later, depending on the project, you'll get a call to get scheduled. You'll be assigned a project coordinator. You'll be assigned a project manager. They are your point of contact from that point on. Any questions regarding anything, scheduling, date of install, anything like that, they are your point of contact. We wrap up really just by doing a final inspection, final walkthrough. We collect final payment, and that's that. We're shaking hands, asking for a 5-star review if we've earned it.
So just like Jeff says, trust us with your family and home. It's East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Protecting what you love and own. East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.